elected to defer, so it'll be Trevor Lawrence coming on the field to begin this game. Pretty amazing, this series has been lopsided of late. The Texans have won 10 of the last 12. Devin Duvernay and Dearness Johnson are back deep to receive the kickoff from Ka'imi Fairbairn. Week 4 of the NFL on CBS. And it is a touchback. So Trevor Lawrence, 0-3 to start the season. Lost 8 straight starts. That's the longest active QB streak. And you look at his numbers over the last 8 games, 11 touchdowns, 11 turnovers.
Yeah, in our minds, we feel like Trevor Lawrence should be better than this. He's had stretches where he's been really, really good. In fact, it got him a very large contract. But when you look at the numbers, the wins and losses are just not adding up. And so there's a disconnect somewhere.
Yeah.
Hopefully he gets back on track soon.
Throwing on first down to Christian Kirk, his favorite target across the 35, and a pickup of 5 yards. Kalen Bullock and Derek Stingley on the tackle. Press Taylor, the offensive coordinator, and once again working without Evan Ingram today. He's out for the 3rd straight game after injuring his hamstring, but he was working out on the field pregame, an encouraging sign for Jacksonville that maybe they get him back next week.
Yeah, we were down there on the field before game, got a chance to chat with Evan, who I know from his days with the Giants. He said he's getting close, and that's a good thing for this Jaguars offense.
Lawrence back to the air, and Kirk has another catch right at the 40-yard line. So this is something that we thought we might see a lot of, the quick passing game for the Jags.
And that was one thing Trevor Lawrence said. He said the passing game goes through Christian Kirk. So getting the ball outside extremely quick, getting it out of his hands, but getting the ball into Christian Kirk's hands, who last week, although it was ugly for Jacksonville, he had 79 yards and he finally started to get going.
Kirk had 2 catches in the first 2 games. He's already got 2 catches here today as Tank Bigsby gets the call here. And Bigsby close to the 46-yard line. As we take a look at the Texans defense, and a familiar face back on the other side for Jaguars fans. That's Foley Fatukasi, who spent the last 2 seasons in Duval. He's got 1 sack for a Texans defense this year that will not have Jimmy Ward today. The veteran safety is out with a groin injury. Dearness Johnson is the running back on 2nd down and 5. Play action. Lawrence surveying the scene, now fires incomplete in the direction of Christian Kirk, and Jalen Petrie had the coverage for Houston.
That's a matchup that Jacksonville feels like they can take advantage of. Kirk against Petrie, who's naturally a safety, but comes down and plays in their nickel spot when they get the 3 receiver looks. A little bump at the end of that, but you guys know I'm a former DB. A little bump, that's nothing to throw a flag on. That's good defense right there by Jalen Petrie.
You can get away with the little things. When I see a wide receiver push off just a little bit,
there you go.
I don't want to hear nothing, Jason.
3rd downs have been a big problem this year for the Jags. 3rd worst in the NFL. 3rd and 5. Here comes the pressure. Lawrence takes a big hit, gets rid of it, incomplete. Lawrence got decked. It was Azeez Al-Shire on the pressure in the backfield, and the Jaguars will punt.
Yeah, the Jaguars try to pick this up. Travis Etienne gets in and takes a shot, but it's kind of a green dog. So as soon as he steps in the block, Toa, then you get the Al-Shire coming right behind him. It's almost impossible to pick that kind of dog up.
Logan Cook will punt, and Steven Sims is back deep for Houston. Cook, high, spiraling kick. Sims, fair catch. He lost the football. It's loose. Picked up by Thomas. And we'll see what they say. He cannot advance a muff punt, but it'll be Jacksonville football.
Jacksonville wanted to start fast. I don't know if there's a faster start than punting the ball, go to the other team, and Sims just has it go off his shoulder pad as he's coming up to make the fair catch. A crucial mistake right there early on for this Houston Texans team.
His problem is, I used to return punts, you got to get over there. You can't work your way there as the ball is getting there. You have to get to the spot and catch it while you're stationary, not while you're moving. Because when you're moving, your head is moving. Therefore, your eyes are moving. And so the ball is never quite where it needs to be.
Daniel Thomas where he needs to be. What a special teams player he is for Jacksonville, and the Jaguars offense back out on the field. First and goal from the 2-yard line. In the red zone, Jacksonville just 4 of 11 scoring touchdowns this year. And they get a break, something they've not had a lot of through 3 games. Can they take advantage? Lawrence to Thomas for the touchdown. Second touchdown of the season for the rookie Brian Thomas. And we talk about a fast start. That's exactly what happens for Jacksonville.
You get the sudden change and you go play action right on first down, expecting run, give the ball to ETN. No, put it in his chest and pull it right there. And you're going to see Brian Thomas coming from inside and just runs away from the coverage. Guy is outside leverage right there, and Murray, and he just runs away from him, and he has no chance to make that play with the speed of Brian Thomas Jr.
First time in 126 minutes of game action, the Jaguars have had a lead. Lawrence to Brian Thomas, and a 7-0 Jacksonville advantage. And normally back deep to return a kickoff is Steven Sims. He was the one who muffed the punt. It was J.J. Taylor who fields that one. So Sims not out there. The people impacted, especially in that Florida area, not too far from Jacksonville. We certainly send our thoughts to everyone who is affected. Cam Akers gets the start at running back today. Joe Mixon inactive once again, and Akers picks up a yard. So for C.J. Stroud, he had some big numbers in the 2 games against the Jaguars last year in his rookie season. In fact, in the division in his career, Stroud has 11 touchdown passes and 0 interceptions.
CJ is one of those players. We've seen it since his rookie of the year campaign a year ago. He just rises to the occasion in these important games.
Back to Akers on second down, and he was able to cross the 35 before he is pushed back. As we take a look at Bobby Slowick, the offensive coordinator, without 2 big pieces today. We mentioned Mixon is out once again with the ankle, but Tank Dell is also inactive today with a chest injury.
Another game where Cam Akers is getting an opportunity to show that he can continue to be a threat at that running back spot. And then also Xavier Hutchinson and maybe John Mechie, Robert Woods, the veteran, are guys that are going to have to step up for this Houston Texans offense.
3rd down and 4 for Stroud. Stroud over the middle, caught for a first down. Into Jacksonville territory goes Nico Collins, a gain of 18.
Yeah, this is just a simple dig route into a zone. You see Nico just pushes up to 12-yard depth, rounds it off just a little bit. The timing of that was so exquisite. They do this so well when he recognizes zone, and this is why the Jaguars got to mix it up and kind of disguise some of these coverages, because when he sees and knows it's zone, that ball is coming out right on time.
Through 3 weeks, nobody had more receiving yards than Nico Collins in the NFL. And here he goes again, another Houston first down.
So far on every snap for this Jacksonville Jaguars defense, they've been playing zone. We haven't seen the corners move with motion or doing anything of that nature. Coming into this game, they have played man more than 50% of the snaps. So this is a little bit of change. Playing zone against this guy, Tiki just said it. C.J. Stroud is going to know where Nico Collins is, and he's able to find the big target down the field.
Right, it's great to keep him in front of you, but if he's going to be open, and C.J. is going to hit him.
It's a give to Akers, who is hit hard at the line of scrimmage. Roy Robertson Harris coming across to make a big play as we take a look at this Jacksonville defense. And Wow, a big surprise before the game. Devin Lloyd, who was listed as questionable with a knee injury, inactive. So no Devin Lloyd today, and Foye Oluokun going on IR. So you're going to see a lot of Ventrell Miller at linebacker.
Yeah, and Chad Muma, as well as Caleb Johnson, who started the game on the edge. So in total, they have 3 starting linebackers in this game when they go base personnel, 50 snaps, and none prior to this afternoon.
Play action, Stroud to Collins again. To the 14-yard line. Another first down, a gain of 19.
Nico Collins, a guy that told us what he has improved on the most is his ability to get in and out of breaks. Matched up right there against Ronald Darby. Gets open, but then watch how he goes down low, secures the ball, gets his hands underneath so that it's not in question. A breakout year a year ago, this guy's leading the NFL in receiving yards right now.
Hey, Oscar. 118. What's up?
Here's Akers. And trying to get that run game going. Look, they have not done much since Mixon went out.
Yeah, they're going to stay committed to their run game. They're running the same type of plays. Outside zone, they like to toss it to get the motion of the linebackers moving and then allow the running back to get his foot and get downhill. But the success just hasn't been there without Joe Mixon. We did his week 1 game, and they just kept giving the rock tote after tote after tote, and eventually it wore on them. Even though Cam's not the same size as Joe Mixon, I think they're going to keep that philosophy.
You can see yards per carry has taken a big dip without Mixon in week 1. 2nd down and 9. Akers right up the middle. There's a good run for the Texans. Josh Hines-Allen on the tackle. That'll make it 3rd down and short after a gain of 7.
And I think Cam Akers is listening to you guys. Big Shaq Mason pulling, trying to get a look at Josh Hines-Allen. He slips him right there, but that's the downhill run that you want to see from this offense. Cam Akers going north and south. Tiki loves when I give all the running back verbiage of you guys to understand, but that running back getting up the field and picking up yards right now.
I know you wanted to be a running back. You and Devin watched us twins growing up. You wanted to be like me.
I just couldn't get big after high school. 150 pounds wasn't going to cut it in college.
3rd down and 2. A handoff to Diggs. He threw one last week. Now he's going to run it to the 5. Diggs, touchdown! Stephon Diggs! Looked like that could have been a pass, and then he said, forget it, I'll just run it in.
Oh, that was definitely a pass. There's no doubt about this was set up to be maybe even a throwback to C.J. Stroud, but you know what happens when you get the handoff and you want to be a running back like Jason does, and they want to create a void that's just easy to run through. Jason, I mean, you could have run. Andrew, you might have been able to run through that one.
10th season for Diggs. That's his first rushing touchdown. Wow. Here's Fairbairn for the extra point. And we are tied at 7. Stephon Diggs, his 3rd touchdown of this season. Yep, not going to throw it, he's going to run it.
Put that ball away, though. You loaf of bread.
And before the game, he actually did throw one to A.J. How about the catch? Play 70-yard drive that took up just over 5 minutes off the clock. The first rushing touchdown in the career of Stephon Diggs. Johnson and Duvernay back deep to receive the kickoff for Jacksonville. It will be Duvernay from the 6-yard line with a flag down. Duvernay gets hit hard at the 28. Our referee today is Trey Blake. Coming over to the Texans sideline to talk to D'Amico Ryans.
Illegal formation. Receiving team, number 51. That 5-yard penalty we enforced at the end of the play, first down.
That goes against Ventrell Miller. Well, the NFL and the American Cancer Society created Crucial Catch because early cancer detection can save lives. Don't wait. Visit NFL.com/crucialcatch to find your local cancer screen resources and learn how to reduce your cancer risk.
It's absolutely the most important thing.
Here's Bigsby on first down, and he maybe falls forward for a yard. Derek Barnett and Khalil Davis in the mix for the Texans defense.
Interesting thing to note for the Jacksonville Jaguars, Travis Etienne is not getting the majority of the snaps so far today. Tank Bigsby had the first carry of the game. That's his second of the day. Etienne has not had a carry yet, even though he was in the game for that pass protection. And he's standing on the sideline with his helmet off. That's an indication that he's likely not coming in.
Well, we were told that he's not hurt. Jaguars are just rotating running backs here early. We've not seen a lot of Etienne, that's for sure, as Gabe Davis makes the catch in front of Derek Stingley.
What we have seen is a lot of quick pass game coming from the Jacksonville Jaguars. And what that does for them is it brings up third and manageable. They've been in too many third and longs early on in these first 3 weeks.
No, you're absolutely right. But just back to Etienne, usually if you're a player and you're the guy, you're right next to the offensive coordinator. You're like right in his ear. You want to be the next guy to go in. He's standing behind everybody with his helmet off. I know they say he's not hurt, but some interesting development early in this game.
Play clock down to 4. Lawrence fires to the outside. Kirk has it for a first down. Christian Kirk with a gain of 13. His number, that's his third catch of the day.
Yeah, you can tell where the comfort level is for Trevor Lawrence. Christian Kirk, the veteran, built like a running back, but such a good wide receiver. Runs good, really good routes, gets to his depths and breaks it off quickly and definitively. So Trevor knows exactly when to get that ball out to him.
Bigsby is the running back on first down and 10. I'll give to Bigsby. Trying to get to the outside. He does. Tank Bigsby down the sideline and out of bounds. Kalen Bullock was able to get him out, but a 22-yard pickup.
That was impressive by Tank Bigsby right there. He gets to the sideline. You got Derek Stingley right in front of you. He's a pretty good athlete. You stutter him to get his feet stuck, and then you sprint around him to the edge.
Lawrence again, a quick pass. That's the tight end, Brenton Strange, who with that spot will give Jacksonville another first down. Kalen Bullock forces him out.
And what we're seeing from this Jacksonville Jaguars offense, they're up at the line of scrimmage, and Trevor Lawrence can see what the defense is doing, and he's operating faster right now, and they're getting into a rhythm.
And this one is blown dead. A false start against Jacksonville.
Yeah, it looks like both guards moved just a smidge early.
False start. Offense, number 76. 5-yard penalty, first down.
That's the first penalty of the season on Ezra Cleveland, the left guard.
Sometimes when you get up there and you try to go fast, you get a little over anxious. Especially when you know it was a run play. You want to fire off and get in the grill of that defender.
Been a rough start for the Jacksonville offense through 3 games, but a much different look here so far today. Johnson on the carry. And I agree with you guys. This is not much of a rotation at running back. Etienne is not in there at all. It's been Bigsby and Johnson.
Yeah, he hasn't had a carry yet. He was in for a blocking down where he saw it. He got trucked by Toa.
And to your point, that was one of the things they talked about, was giving Travis Etienne the ball more and getting him more involved in his offense. So early on with him not being out there,
right.
Tiki, I think you addressed it well. There's something going on with him.
By the way, getting truck's not a bad thing as long as your guy doesn't get to the quarterback.
Just get in the way.
Second down and 14. Lawrence with time, looking deep. Thomas is open. Incomplete. Lawrence led him a little too much, and now it's 3rd and long.
Oh, he's going to want this one back because they had a double move out here on the outside. You see the ISO, and Brian Thomas just double stutter stepped him and gets him wide open. He just misses him by a hair.
And that's the toughest thing as a corner when you have a guy like Brian Thomas Jr. who can stop and start so fast and accelerate. He catches Lassiter a little flat-footed right there. And Trevor Lawrence told us that these corners, they'll get a little nosy and aggressive at times. Bunch set down the bottom.
3rd and long, Lawrence, and that one's complete, well short of the sticks. As Strange has his 2nd catch, but a gain of 5, and out comes the field goal unit for Jacksonville.
Yeah, this was a perfectly designed pressure by D'Amico Ryans so that the ball had to come out quick. Brent Strange, who's filling in rather aptly, but not quite as effectively as Evan Ingram has been as a tight end. Doug Peterson said he's tough and he's strong, but he just doesn't quite have the wiggle. But he does all the things you need him to do.
41-yard attempt for the rookie Cam Little, and his kick is good. And Devin.
Oh, appreciate it, man. It was a ton of fun. My kids behaved. That was the biggest part. They behaved Thursday night, so it was all good. We had a blast.
You won 3 bowl games at Rutgers, including the 2006 Texas Bowl, the inaugural Texas Bowl here at NRG Stadium.
Yeah, we had a ton of fun playing as Josh Freeman, Jordy Nelson was all in that game, and we beat up on Kansas State, so it was fun being in the stadium.
Well, congratulations to Jason. Meanwhile, injury update. Let's go down to AJ.
Well, Andrew, as Jason and Tiki have been observing with Jags running back Travis Etienne here on the sideline, I'm being told by staff that he has a shoulder injury and his return is questionable. Obviously, a critical piece to this Jags offense today, guys.
And AJ, he was not on the injury report, so not sure where that injury came from, but something to keep an eye on for sure. As Stroud goes back to work, was looking deep, now on the move, throws on the run. He's got a completion to Diggs. Stephon Diggs was able to break free. Darby forced him out, but a gain of 28.
Yeah, he had to get away, and Stephon Diggs just running it over. Just keep going over and over. As he's running, you keep running. Stroud puts that right where it needs to be.
And that's where CJ is so good. He's not a scrambler, but when he gets outside the pocket, he always has his eyes down the field, and he's able to connect with his wide receivers.
Well, you remember week 1, we called the Indianapolis game. He slipped on the turf, kept his eyes downfield from his knees, basically threw his dart to the tight end and picked up a 1st down.
Here's J.J. Taylor getting the call, and pinball down at the 40.
You don't pay the guys anymore. Now you don't even let them score.
Running back's pretty selfish, huh, Tiki?
We have to be now.
C.J. Stroud yet to throw an incompletion. He's 4 out of 4 for 77 yards. Collins in the backfield. Stroud going to throw one up high for Nico, and Nico is knocked out. Monteric Brown was able to hit Collins behind the line of scrimmage, and now it's 3rd down.
Yeah, they got a little hurried on this play. You could hear them saying, we got to go, we got to go. And they didn't get a chance to really let this thing set up and develop. Read out perfectly by the Jags defense.
It would be a 61-yard field goal from here, which is the franchise record set by Fairbairn. But on 3rd and 11, let's see what Stroud and the Texans offense can produce. Stroud has time. Now throws incomplete. His first incompletion over the head of Dalton Schultz. And now let's see what D'Amico Ryans wants to do. Try the really long field goal or punt.
Looks like he's sending out the punt team.
Yep.
That 3rd down, Ryan Nielsen said, when you're going against C.J. Stroud, you have to be able to mix up the look. So right there, they started with the running back out wide. Running back motions back in. The linebacker followed him. So to the quarterback, I have man-to-man. And then on the snap of the ball, they bunched out and they went into cover 2. C.J. saw it and had to check the ball down. But moving the picture on him is what they're going to have to do on defense.
Yeah, as Nielsen said, Coach Nielsen, he said, let's make him read after the snap, not pre-snap.
Tommy Townsend punting to Devin Duvernay, who calls for a fair catch. at the 9-yard line. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this. Travis Etienne is in the huddle, as AJ reported, dealing with a shoulder injury. So let's see what Etienne has with 18 seconds left in the quarter.
Yeah, the only thing we can irresponsibly speculate on is that on that pass pro rep, he just took an awkward shot on his shoulder.
Lawrence, deep pass, looking for Thomas, incomplete. Stride for stride with his former LSU teammate, Derek Stingley.
Yeah, just not on the same page. Really good coverage by Derek Stingley Jr. But Brian Thomas is not even looking for this ball. He doesn't realize it's heading his way.
One-on-one opportunities and man-to-man. You want to take those shots, but as a receiver, you're saying to Trevor, give me a chance right there to go make a play.
Here's Etienne on the carry and hit hard by Toa. It'll be a few yards shy of a first down and what should be the final play of the first quarter.
Rhythm to it this afternoon.
They open up the second quarter looking at 3rd down and 4. Lawrence, pump fakes. Pressure coming from Hunter. Lawrence just throws it away. Dangerously close to a safety. And on 4th down, the Jaguars will punt.
Yeah, we've seen this a couple times on film with Trevor Lawrence when he gets stuck in the pocket where he can't figure out or find somewhere to get rid of the football. He does this spin out. You see it here. He just spins away, and he's spinning nowhere. It's kind of a waste of movement. Luckily, he's able to get rid of that ball before he gets stopped or tackled in the end zone for a safety.
Very close to intentional grounding as well.
He got it close enough to the line of scrimmage that I think it was all right.
So no Steven Sims again to return the punt. He muffed the first punt. That's Robert Woods back there calling for a fair catch at the 25-yard line. Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars have a 10-7 lead on the Texans with the Houston offense going back to work. 1st down and 10 at the 26-yard line. This is a Houston team that last year went 5-1 after a loss. In those games, C.J. Stroud averaged 303 yards passing with 13 touchdowns and 1 interception. Trying to bounce back again after a loss last week, but Stroud is tripped up here. It was Jeremiah Ledbetter who was able to bring him down.
And those interior guys getting that push up the middle. CJ, this is a cover sack. Doesn't have anyone open down the field. Tries to step up as you see Armstead applying that pressure from the outside. And just a good job by those guys of closing in on the pocket, not giving him a gap to be able to step up and run through.
That's Ledbetter's first sack in 4 years since he was a member of the Buccaneers back in 2020. And some movement up front.
Start offense, number 69, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
This is what we chatted about at the stop of the show. That's on Shaq Mason. Just got an early start. The penalties have really killed this Houston team, especially last week where they had 12 of them. And so many of them are pre-snap penalties. So you're putting yourself even farther behind.
Most false starts in the NFL this year, and Shaq Mason adds to their total. We asked D'Amico Ryans about it, you know, typical. We have referees at practice. No, he didn't say any of that. He said, look, we're grown men. We're making mistakes. Go out and fix them. Stroud wide open over the middle is Stover. Cade Stover rumbles for a big 27-yard pickup. His 2nd catch of the season.
Sitting in zone, and Stover gets right behind those linebackers and in front of the 2 safeties. And C.J. Stroud, Tiki, you said it. When you show him what the coverage is, that ball is coming out quick, and it is going to be on the money to whoever his receiver is.
Well, the Jacksonville Jaguars are in a tough spot here, Jason, because they are a primarily man team. But because of all the injuries, I'm assuming, secondary and second level, they're forced to play more zone.
Stroud play action was looking deep, now underneath to Woods, and Woods is punched out by Ventrell Miller, and we'll see where they spot this one. Looks like it's good enough for a first down, a gain of 10.
That's a vet move there. Going out of bounds, keep that 1 foot in bounds. stick that ball out so the ball goes where you cross the out of bounds. Sneaks a first down in here.
And Tiki, you're absolutely right about the defense. Tyson Campbell, the cornerback that they paid this offseason, he's on injured reserve. He's not out there. Darnell Savage, the nickelback, he's not out there. And we've already touched about Oluwakin and Lloyd, the linebackers, not out there as well.
Akers wrapped up inside. It was Devon Hamilton getting his arms around the Texans running back.
And Jason, it puts them in a tough spot because they're used to playing man. They've spent all of camp, first couple of games playing man. Now all of a sudden you're sitting back in a zone, and your aggressiveness changes and your eyes change a little bit. I can imagine that's hard for them to make that kind of adjustment. CJ Stroud's taking advantage of it.
It's extremely hard. Ryan Nielsen, their defensive coordinator, he wears hats that say attack. That's the style of defense they want to be. But because you can't let the ball go over your head, so you have to play a little bit more zone.
Akers trying to get through the line of scrimmage and then hit after picking up 2. It was Jarian Jones, the nickel, on the tackle, along with Josh Hines-Allen.
Yeah, this play kind of got disrupted right from the jump because Nico Collins is trying to block Hines-Allen. That is not fun. And he almost missed the handoff because of the traffic in the backfield. I mean, Cam Akers did a good job. 1, just holding on to the football, but 2, just getting a little bit of something.
Ryan Nielsen told us that one of the goals today for his defense was during a tackle, he wants all 11 helmets in the picture, and that was a good example of it right there. 3rd down and 8. Stroud over the middle. Agumbawale gets the first down. He squeezes through. A gain of 9 for Dare.
Another 3rd down where Jacksonville decides to go zone, and they have the 2 safeties back deep. And C.J. Stroud, understanding it, gets it to Agumbawale, and now you do the rest. He's able to split the 2 tacklers, throw that hand down, and just pick up enough for the first down. Watch how comfortable C.J. Stroud, who told us in week 1 his nickname was Cool Breeze, is in that pocket to deliver the ball, not concerned with those guys all around him.
Right, and he knew Laremy Tunsil got beat by Hines-Allen. He got that ball out just in time, but I got to give some love to Agumbawale. Splitting defenders like that, it's a technique.
Stroud to Diggs. He's got room to run, and Stephon Diggs inside the 15. The quick slant to Diggs. Antonio Johnson on the tackle, but a gain of 20.
But once again, Jason, they're playing this too high look. It's just it's a massive void underneath.
Saw those 2 linebackers. They have to step up and respect that run game. And right there, Stroud throws it right where Muma was, and he's able to hit Stephon Diggs in stride for a huge pickup.
And again, the inexperience at the linebacker position for the Jaguars. Chad Muma getting a lot more run. Ventrell Miller with both of their starters, Oluwakin and Devin Lloyd, both not in this game.
Stroud, end zone, looking for Collins, and he was out of bounds. Montaric Brown had the coverage.
This is a good job by Buster Brown, pushing him out of bounds. There was a time, Jason, this is probably before your era in the league.
Probably.
Where if you were likely to come down in bounds, then they called that a catch.
Force out. No, that didn't exist while I was out there. That was picture-perfect technique right there by Brown.
Right. If he beat you to the ball, just carry him out of bounds.
And guys, Laremy Tunsil on the bench right now. So coming into play left tackle is Blake Fisher. We'll get you an update on Tunsil just as soon as we have one. 2nd down and 10. Akers. And Ventrell Miller makes the play. His first NFL start. And it's a loss of 2.
This is tough duty to put a rookie, Blake Fisher, in. He's right here. He gets pushed back immediately by Josh Hines-Allen. That's actually Trayvon Walker. Pushes him back immediately and disrupts where Cam Akers was designing to go. You got to cut. You got to seal that edge. You got to turn that linebacker, that edge rusher, so that there's a lane for the running back to get towards the outside.
Tunsil continues to watch on 3rd down and 12. Stroud under pressure. Walker trying to wrap him up, and Stroud throws it away. The flag is down in the end zone. Nico Collins was in the back corner of the end zone, covered by Antonio Johnson.
That's Diggs down there. Yeah, he's got a little bit of a tug on Nico Collins. Antonio Johnson.
Looks like the refs are discussing it. A lot of this has to do when the quarterback's out the pocket.
Holding. Defense number 26. 5-yard penalty, automatic count.
It is on Antonio Johnson and gives the Texans a first down.
Not pass interference, so it's not placed at the 1-yard line. It's half the distance on a holding call.
And those are one of the challenges that C.J. Stroud puts you in a bind as a DB, because now this play is extended to almost 6-7 seconds, and we called it plaster in the secondary. You have to find the closest receiver to you and match him and go with him anywhere, but you can't see the quarterback.
Right.
It's tough.
And it's tough because you know when C.J. rolls, especially to his right,
yep,
he is dartboard accurate.
First and goal for the Texans after the penalty. Stroud looking left, throws left, and incomplete, but another flag is down. Pass intended for Collins. Jaguars indicating this is against Houston.
Yeah, this is going to be an illegal man downfield.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense, number 76. 5-yard penalty, first down.
It's on the left guard, Kenyon Green.
Yeah, that usually means this is a run pass option, and CJ didn't quite get rid of the ball. Like you play with fire a little bit when you run that play, because the offensive line are expecting run. They're expecting to hand the ball off, and so they're charging off.
Another penalty against the Texans, this time in the red zone. That continues to burn them. First and goal from the 14. They run it. And this is Taylor. Nifty running by J.J. Taylor to get some of those yards back, a pickup of 8.
Yeah, they've had a little success today running this gap scheme, meaning pulling one of the backside guards or center or tackle. In this case, it's the guard. Just gives J.J. Taylor some more space.
It continues to be Blake Fisher at left tackle, with Tunsil injured on the Texans bench. Second and goal. Taylor again right up the middle. Taylor, and it was Hines Allen who jumped on him from behind. It'll be third and goal from the 3.
Committed to the run. J.J. Taylor might want to just kept that one north and south instead of trying to sneak outside. He tried to get sneaky with that little block and go around.
And now there is an injured Texan on a knee. That is Stephon Diggs. And something with his eye. He's got the helmet off with 7:30 to go in the first half. We'll step aside, and Diggs will be on the sideline for this third and goal play for the Texans. Ogunbowale, the running back next to Stroud. He goes in motion. Stroud over the middle, touchdown! Nico Collins. His second touchdown of the season.
This is just an excellent job by offensive coordinator Bobby Sloyd of how he is able to set this play up. We're going to see the motion. Ogunbowale came out here and he motioned out. It now leaves Nico Collins matched up in the slot against a safety in Andre Cisco. And as soon as Stroud sees that, he knows exactly where he's going with that football. His favorite target with a mismatch.
Tunsil heading to the locker room. We'll get you an update as soon as we get one from the Texans. But how about that drive? 12 plays, 74 yards. Took up close to 7.5 minutes.
And more importantly, they got over it despite the...
So now in his career in divisional games, C.J. Stroud, 12 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions.
That's quite impressive.
Not to the other guys in the division.
That's
it's not
true.
impressive. That's for sure.
You know what else was impressive, which I can't give you credit for, Jason? You called that. You said this is what they're going to do. They're going to isolate Nico, and he's going to run in the back of the end zone and score a touchdown. And I was imploring you to draw. You didn't draw it.
I know.
That could have been
I don't want to
Emmy-worthy.
step on Andrew. Andrew's doing his thing,
No,
setting
you
up the
don't have
play.
to say anything. Just draw it, man.
You're in the Hall of Fame now. You can do whatever you want. Duvernay on the return from the 2. And Duvernay to the 27-yard line.
Andrew, one of these games we're going to get something exciting on one of these dynamic kickoffs, but well, haven't seen much.
1 touchdown so far this year in the NFL is week 1. DJ Dallas for Arizona. Here's Travis Etienne. He lowers his shoulder to the 31-yard line. Kalen Bullock on the tackle. As you take a look at the first 4 possessions so far today for the Jaguars, got that break when Sims muffed the punt. They took over at the 2 and punched it in.
Yeah. Before our broadcast, Jason and I always do a walk and talk with Tops, and one of the questions that they asked me, that other pregame show, was Travis Etienne is a north and south runner. That last play is exactly what we meant. Once he makes his decision to go downhill, he is going downhill.
2nd and 6. Lawrence, and he's got an open man. That's Thomas for a first down. Amari Lassiter on the tackle, but Thomas goes for 16.
A year ago, playing against this Houston Texans defense, this is what they hit them on. Over routes and play action. They are getting up to the ball very fast.
Duvernay in motion on first down. Lawrence screen, Etienne, blockers in front, into Houston territory, and Etienne goes for 10 yards and a first down.
Yeah, this is a fine setup for a screen pass. The screen is a very unique play because it can create big plays, but you gotta wait. It's hard to describe it, but you gotta wait before you make your shot, before you take your shot. But if you take it at just the right time, and you anticipate that block, you split those defenders, you run away from the pursuit, and big plays can happen. He was a shoelace away from making that into an even bigger play.
Lawrence gets rid of it quickly. Kirk is able to make the catch as he goes to the ground. Eric Murray on the tackle, but a pickup of 6.
Yeah, D'Amico Ryans dialing up pressure in Trevor Lawrence's face. If the Jags are going to play fast, then the way to match it for the Texans is to speed them up even faster. Make them uncomfortable.
Lawrence, and a tough catch is made by Strange. That's his 3rd grab right in front of Toa Toa, and they're going to mark him a yard shy of a first down.
I really like this kid, Brenton Strange.
It's a heck of a catch.
Yeah, you don't. Penn State, tough player, hands catching a football while in the air.
Trevor Lawrence told us that they had a lot more in the game plan today for Strange. We've already seen him have 3 catches after he had a total of 5 catches in the first 3 games. 3rd down and 1. Etienne the back. They fake it to him and incomplete. 4th and 1. Let's see what Doug Peterson decides to do.
This was the right play call to try to fake the handoff to Etienne and get him into the flat, but the timing is a half a second off. He waits 1/2 a second more. That's a completion and a first down.
And a field goal attempt. Do you like the call, Jason?
Trevor was walking off the field, and he's imploring Doug to let him go for it. Doug Peterson, I do like this call. This is a team that hasn't put up a lot of points. Take these points early on.
52-yard attempt for Little, and his kick is good. The injury update on Laramie Tunsil. The left tackle is questionable to return with an ankle injury. We've seen Blake Fisher, number 57, at left tackle in his place. Steven Sims is back deep. First time we've seen him since he muffed the punt, but it's a touchback. As we check in with A.J. Ross. And he's happy to pay it forward Great job there by Cam Akers. And Akers gets the call here on first down. And a good tackle made by Ventrell Miller, who has played well in the absence of both Devin Lloyd and Foye Oluokun.
Yeah, you get your opportunities, you got to go make the best out of them, and they have a lot of faith in Ventrell Miller. But back to Cam Akers, go get your test, guys. Colorectal tests, prostate tests, all of those. Women as well. Cancer is a scourge in this country, so get it taken care of early and give yourself the best chance. My mother's a 28-year survivor of breast cancer, so we've been blessed in our family.
Well said. 2nd and 8, back to Akers, trying the left side, and Akers with a flag flying in late. And this is going to be a hold against the Texans, another penalty against Houston.
Holding. Offense, number 76. 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Second penalty on the left guard, Green.
The one thing D'Amico Ryan said to us about today's game is, let's see who the Texans can be when the Texans get out of their own way. And that is blatant right there as Kenyon Green grabs a hold of the defender. They always put themselves behind the 8 ball, especially when it's the offensive line, right at the start of a play, or going penalty after penalty.
D'Amico Ryan's firing up his defense with the offense on the field, and now looking at 2nd down and 18 after the penalty. Diggs in motion. They run it with Akers on 2nd and long, and Akers turns the corner and then upended at the 33 by Monteric Brown. That'll bring up 3rd down for the Texans as we come closer to the 2-minute warning. Neither team has used a timeout here in the first half. And it looks like the Texans will just bring this down to the 2-minute warning.
This game started so exciting. You had a muff punt, touchdown. Now it's slowed down a little bit.
I'm still
easing
excited.
into each other.
I'm still having fun.
I'm excited because I'm up here with you and Jason.
2-minute warning. Both teams with all 3 timeouts. It's a 3rd down and 7 coming out of the 2-minute warning. Stroud in trouble, escapes, keeps the play alive, rolling right, throws on the run, across his body, he's got Collins into Jacksonville territory. Johnson on the tackle, a 22-yard pickoff after Josh Hines-Allen could not bring Stroud down.
You see this over and over and over again on tape. Once C.J. Stroud gets disrupted and he finds his way into the clear, he's not looking to run. Easily he could have taken off and got 5 or 6 yards downfield, but he's looking for Nico Collins in particular, and they have such a good relationship. Here you see Josh Hines-Allen just misses, grabs the towel, but that's not good enough.
Houston is now 5 for 6 on 3rd down. Stroud has time now, in trouble, throws. There's Diggs. Diggs trying to change his field with 3. A lot of holds going on here. I think how many they call.
I think they all called Agumbawale's hold.
Right in the middle of the field.
I mean, look at him, he's pulling up his shirt.
Holding. Offense, number 33. 10-yard penalty, 1st down.
3 flags, but all on 33. Agumbawale.
He's trying to block after the catch, and he's right in the middle right there, and he just has Johnson locked up. And you always are taught as a DB, get the acting going. As soon as he grabs that jersey, make sure the ref sees it and do all of that. That was an Oscar performance right there by Johnson as Agumbawale had his jersey.
He did have his left hand outside of his shoulder pad. That's always going to get called.
So after the penalty, it's 1st down and 20, and now we have another stoppage.
No, it's a spot foul.
Yeah, so that they're changing it. 1st and 15. And they're adjusting the chains on the Jacksonville sideline.
And all 3 timeouts right here for Houston, so they can work all over the field. The goal right here for them is, hey, we want to end the half with the ball. They get it in the second half as well. So if you can go down here, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown, put points on the board and try to make sure when you do score, that clock is on zeros, and then you come back in the half and you get a chance, what we used to call it double dip.
That's not like taking a potato chip, eating one, and then putting it back in.
Whatever floats your boat.
Okay.
Just flip the chip over so the non-eaten side is also going into the dip. That's how you get away with it.
My Seinfeld reference is going over McCourty's head. That's not a good sign. Stroud on the move. Over the middle, Agumbawale. Multiple flags down again. Agumbawale to the 39-yard line.
That's likely to be Kenyon Green way downfield. This play took a long time to come to fruition.
And penalties continue to haunt the Texans. Trey Blake's been busy here the last few minutes.
An eligible player downfield. Offense, number 76. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
3rd penalty today on Kenyon Green, and some boos from the fans who are tired of him.
And we're going to see him right here in the middle as this play starts to develop. Tiki talked about it earlier. Those guys, in their head, they have a clock. So just like as this play is going, he hasn't thrown it. Well, CJ must be taking off to run, but he throws it late and he's caught too far down the field.
I also think this was a wide screen. That's what the initial play call was.
5th penalty of the half against the Texans. Here's Collins with some blockers in front, all across midfield, and taken down at the 40 by Daniel Thomas. A gain of 14, and neither team using a timeout here.
Brave run by Nico Collins. You catch this one and you just go north and south and head towards the goal line with urgency.
2nd and 6. Stroud, Diggs, 1st down. Darby on the tackle. And now D'Amico Ryans will call a timeout with 27 seconds remaining.
Look, they're walking past each other, Bobby Slowick and D'Amico Ryans, but that's the headset world on the sideline. You don't actually look at the person you're talking to. So I think you're either getting 8 to 10 yards of play here, or if you get a man look, you take a shot.
1st down and 10. Stroud on the move, chased by Hines Allen and Walker, and C.J. Stroud trying to throw it away. Daniel Thomas made a leaping attempt at it.
And Jason, they chose zone.
Yes, and as a defensive perspective, the closer they get, they're already in field goal range. So end of the half, you're talking to your guys, let's not give up the shot. Don't give them 6 points and a touchdown. If we have to concede the field goal, we'll do that. So I expect Nielsen to play more zone here as they're ending the half. Keep the ball in front of them, make the tackle, and let them have to kick the field goal.
Field goal attempt.
There you go. Kick it. They don't have to make it, just kick it.
2nd and 10. Stroud gets rid of it. Schultz is open at the 15. Schultz is bottled up at the 12. A 23-yard pickup. D'Amico Ryans calls timeout with 10 seconds left. And now it's very interesting. You got one timeout. Do you take a couple shots? We'll have some time to think about that.
And you're going to see right here, they're going to play cover 2. These 2 safeties are going to depart out there, and you have your linebackers dropping for here. They're going to find an open spot right in the zone for the tight end, and he comes through, and Stroud finds him right there out of his break. Ball caught in front of him, but that's just a really good job by the Texans of getting into that soft spot of the zone and making the catch.
And you saw Stephon Diggs, who is on a clear-out route.
Yes.
His job is to take that dropping linebacker that Jason was just pointing to, drag him out of the zone that the tight end is now digging across towards.
The ball is at the 12-yard line. One timeout for the Texans, so they can use the middle of the field if they want.
And it looks like you're getting a zone look as well. High safeties back here. Again, spread wide out.
Collins at the bottom of your screen with Brown right there. Stroud to the end zone, incomplete. Collins was open but could not connect.
Yeah, it seems like every time they get in these empty looks, that's exactly who they're targeting.
And the field goal team comes out.
And he has him. He just throws this one and he sails it a little bit too high. And that's the tough thing in those zones because you have the linebacker in front of Nico Collins. You got to make sure you get it over his head. My goodness, look how big Nico Collins is. He goes up for that catch right there. A near miss that we don't see a lot of from C.J. Stroud. Collins
listed at 6'4", 222. 5 seconds to go. And here is Fairbairn from 30 yards out. And Doug Peterson has to call a timeout as Ventrell Miller was trying to run off the field.
Miller's running off the field, but he's supposed to be out there.
That's his job, though, as a middle linebacker. You're counting up all the guys in front of you. If you count 11, you don't worry about who's supposed to be on the field. You turn and sprint to the sideline, and that's exactly what Ventrell Miller did.
That's the same rule for the punt returner.
Yes.
It's the punt returner, you get up and count. And if you see 11, you get off the field.
So now Fairbairn from 30 yards away. He was the special teams player of the week after his week 2 performance against the Bears. Fairbairn is good with 3 seconds on the clock. Now you look at this first half and the numbers. Houston with 261 yards of offense to 121 for the Jaguars. Feels like the Texans have been the better team, but a muff punt and penalties, and that's why it's only a 4-point spread.
Exactly, and for Houston, what you feel good about is with all of those things going on in the first half, you now take a 4-point lead with a chance coming out of halftime to increase that lead a little bit more, and that's where you sometimes get the separation in the game coming out of halftime. And for Jacksonville, you're like, all right, we haven't even played our best football, and we're still in this game, and we need to get a stop coming out and get right back on offense and keep the pressure on. But for Jacksonville, Tiki, the offense finally looks like it has some rhythm to it.
It does have some rhythm, and they're converting a little bit better, but not as effectively as they need to. I think the challenge, they're still 1 of 5 on 3rd down. The challenge for them, and what you're seeing with the Texans, is the big plays. The plus 20-yard plays or the plus 10-yard runs. You're not seeing a ton of them from the Jacksonville Jaguars, and ultimately that becomes a difference maker.
Touchback for Fairbairn. Trevor Lawrence in the first half, 11 of 17 for 82 yards and a touchdown pass that went to Thomas. And it looks like they'll line up just to take a knee and get into the locker room. Well, I'd say it's a much better job compared to the first half last week in Buffalo. It was 34-3 Bills at the half. Here in this one, Jaguars trail by 4.
That's kind of been the difference. He's made those big plays, gotten his top wide receivers and playmakers involved, and while Trevor Lawrence had a good touchdown drive earlier off of a muffed punt, really hasn't been explosive yet today.
A touchback to start this second half.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
AJ, thank you. 38 yards rushing for Jacksonville in the first half. Texans start this half on the ground with Taylor. And Taylor jumping over Jarian Jones. Nifty move there by J.J. Taylor.
Never want to be out of control. He's trying hard to get to the sideline. Once you leave your feet, you have no control over yourself. He's lucky he didn't twist his ankle by landing on the defender there.
There's a lot of things that could have gone wrong. Anatomically. There's Tunsil back in the game. Left in the first half with an ankle injury, but he returns. Stroud. And that one is coughed up. We'll see if they call it incomplete. They do. Very close to a catch by Diggs. Monteric Brown knocked it free, but it's incomplete.
Just an excellent job by Monteric Brown playing that zone, keeping his vision and eyes back on the quarterback. Stroud catches this one. Diggs catches this one, and he comes in with that punch to knock the ball out. A really good job, and I do think that one was incomplete, although close.
Didn't see that third element to have time
Yes.
for a football move. Otherwise, could have been a fumble. Instead, 3rd down and 6. Stroud over the middle, incomplete. Intended for Schultz, and Antonio Johnson had the coverage. So a quick 3 and out forced by the Jacksonville defense.
Just as A.J. got out of Doug Peterson, you need some of these stops to be punt stops. Right out of the break, they get a punt stop. It'll be interesting to keep an eye on Laramie Tunsil at left tackle there. He's not getting back in his set as quickly as he was earlier in the game. Obviously, that's advantage Josh Hines-Allen.
It'll be Tommy Townsend to punt with Duvernay back deep. Townsend gets it off. And a short kick. Duvernay sees it bounce at the 28, takes a Texans hop and goes out of bounds right around the 15-yard line. A 51-yard punt. And a jump up front. And this one looks to be against the Texans.
Encroachment, defense, number 98. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
That's Tim Settle, who jumped across at his former teammate in Washington, Brandon Sheriff.
You remember back in 2022 when you did this to
Get a little shot on him.
Penalty number 6 on Houston today. Lawrence play action, looking for Kirk, and he's got it across the 40 and out of bounds at the 42. Petrie on the coverage after a gain of 22.
We just talked about these 20-yard plays. Christian Kirk just starts left, goes all the way across the field. These deep overs are really tough for safeties to cover. It's the one thing we've seen on both sides. You got safeties covering wide receivers. It's advantage, even though Jalen Petrie is the nickel.
Lawrence again, now looking deep. Kirk is down there. Christian Kirk. And Lawrence overthrows him. Kirk had a step, but Lawrence does not hit the big play.
And Tiki, you mentioned it, the big plays that C.J. Stroud is hitting. Right here, they set him up. We're going to see Christian Kirk right here in the slot. They're going to set up the safety Bullock on the back end. We saw Trevor miss one to Brian Thomas in the first half on a double move. These are the big plays down the field that you have to connect on. That is a touchdown.
Every week this season, a coach has said, can't miss our big shots, can't miss our home run balls. That's a big miss right there. And that pass also incomplete, intended for Gabe Davis. A little too high off the right arm of Lawrence.
Again, these are throws that Trevor Lawrence is going to look at on Monday and just be disgusted with himself, because they're easy completions, or at least they should be for a kid that isn't, even though he still is young, he's not quite 25, has been in the league for a few years now.
And they're clean pockets. They protected him today.
Yeah, it's not his mechanics. A lot of people will talk about his feet and things of that nature, but that's not why he's missing. It's consistency of doing.
Jacksonville 1 for 5 on 3rd down. Lawrence, good protection again, and that time he hits. Thomas inside the Houston 40, a gain of 19. A late flag has come in. Down right where the tackle was made.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the flag is. Looks like Doug is saying they're picking up the flag, maybe?
Or he's hoping that's what they're saying.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense, number 7. 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
That means Thomas must have said something on the tackle. It was Kamari Lassiter. Let's take a look. Thomas looking at Lassiter.
Yeah, the shooting the gun thing gets you every time.
I've seen so many guys do
a lot
that,
of guys
with
doing
just pointing down the field. That's a tough one. That's kind of a universal first down celebration that we see so many offensive players do.
Yeah, but that wasn't a first down. He was shooting a gun.
I don't know. I don't agree with that one, man.
A net gain of 4 yards after the penalty. However, it is a first down now for Jacksonville. Here's Bigsby trying to bounce it to the outside. Cannot. Al Shire makes the tackle. And that makes it second down.
Azeez Al-Shire, a guy that comes over, and not only does he bring playmaking ability, he brings a certain attitude when he's out there on the field. The way he goes downhill, the kind of loud guy he is and a vocal leader, he brings a sense of leadership to this Texans defense.
A gain of 1 makes it 2nd and 9. Lawrence, quick pass, dropped. Intended for Luke Farrell. Now it's 3rd and long.
Yeah, can't blame Trevor on this one. Put this ball right on his hands. Quick game, as we've been talking about all day. Beat him up, ball.
Last third down in Houston, Texas had everybody at the line of scrimmage showing pressure, and then they got out at the snap. Once again here, they're going to bring everybody up on this line of scrimmage and make the Jacksonville Jaguars offensive line have to figure it out.
With the play clock at 2. Lawrence, pressure coming from the outside, and they got him! Eric Murray with the sack. 5th sack of his career, and a loss of 14.
We've talked a lot about Trevor Lawrence, even earlier in this game, how he bails and he spins around. The play here for Trevor Lawrence, despite how chaotic it felt up front, was to step forward. He steps forward, Eric Murray's behind him, and he can then think about what to do with the football or with his run, his escapability, but spinning out into nothing.
Yeah, and they have to communicate that. They're bringing an extra guy.
Cook punting to Sims after the Texans defense has its first sack today. Sims on the return. And Sims is able to get out of bounds.
Oscar. Right. 118. Outside.
It's a pitch to Akers. Blockers ahead. Akers. And Ventrell Miller is there to close the gap.
Again, Houston Texans staying dedicated to the run. You heard that Oscar call. Wow, Ventrell Miller trying to lay the wood, but Cam Akers is able to withstand a little bit. That Oscar call turns it the other way.
Ryan Nielsen, the defensive coordinator, told us last night Miller is an explosive player. We've seen that today. He's played well. 2nd and 7. Stroud over the middle. There's Diggs. Broken up by Buster Brown. Great play by Brown. And now it's 3rd down.
Stephon Diggs has been a great addition to this offense.
Let's see if they go to him here on 3rd and 7. Pressure's coming. Stroud in trouble. Gets rid of it to Diggs. Almost a one-handed grab. Could not reel it in. Great pressure by the Jaguars defense, and it's 4th down.
One of the things when we were talking to Josh Hines-Allen was how well C.J. Stroud throws on the run, especially moving to his right. He is under duress on this throw and still gets that just about a foot away from being a perfect throw.
Gives him a chance.
Gives him a chance, right. Off balance, throws that basically with his abs. He had no other leverage to move that ball forward, and it was still almost perfect.
Townsend punting to Duvernay. Fair catch called at the 26-yard line. 13-22, 121 yards, and the touchdown pass. ETN, 2 carries for 10 yards as he plays through the shoulder injury. Gets the call here. Around the right side, ETN lowers his shoulder and picks up a first down.
They get in a close to positive field position and they set themselves back.
Here's ETN again up the middle this time. And trying to push that ball forward to the 41. For more on Trevor, let's check in with AJ.
Well, Andrew, it was interesting talking to Doug Peterson this week, who told us he feels Trevor has sometimes been pressing it too much. He got the big contract in the offseason, and he feels like Trevor tries to be Superman in a way when he really doesn't have to be. He just has to let the guys around him work, stick to his rules, stick to his progressions, and just do his job.
And Trevor Lawrence and Doug Peterson, very honest. When we met with them last night, Trevor Lawrence said, quote, "I own it. I have not played well." He knew there was a sense of urgency to come out and have a good game today. As he looks for Thomas, he's got it. They're saying he was down, but it is a catch as Thomas makes it in front of Kamari Lassiter. A pickup of 34.
Yeah, good throw here by Trevor Lawrence. Just a straight go route. Let it go. You get one man look outside, even though it's probably not man coverage. He drops the ball once he hits the ground, but he has complete control in his hands. Makes a football move, goes down on the ground.
And a challenge flag has been thrown by D'Amico Ryans.
1-2. The rule is we should take a closer look because you are supposed to survive the ground.
Ruling on the field is that the passer receiver completed the catch and was down by contact. That ruling is under further review. Timeout.
To review this one, it is a catch. The ruling on the field stands and a loss of a timeout for D'Amico Ryans. So the Jaguars, the 32-yard pickup, longest play of the day by either team. It has gotten loud here in Houston, though, with 8:27 to go in the third quarter. Here is Thomas with Strange blocking. Thomas using that block, and Thomas still going for a first down. Great patient run by Brian Thomas for 13.
Yeah, good job by Brian Thomas of getting up into the sphere of influence of Brenton Strange. So he's right on his hip. And kind of just uses him, directs him around the defender.
It's a good job by Trevor Lawrence at the line of scrimmage, too. They flipped that play, and then Brian Thomas comes around, adjusting off what the defense first showed, continuing to get on the ball as fast as possible, and we're seeing them communicate with the rest of the offense.
Jaguars in the red zone here. ETN, nice job at the line of scrimmage, and then plows through past the 10-yard line for a gain of 6.
Just outside zone here for Travis Etienne. You see that open step forces Al-Shaair to move outside of the tackle zone, and once Etienne sees it, he cuts north and south. We talked about it all day. He is a downhill north and south runner. He's not afraid of contact. Kind of relishes it.
2nd and 4, and Lawrence is in the shotgun. Play clock down to 3. They run it with Etienne. Etienne in trouble and knocked out of bounds by Al-Shaair. And that'll make it 3rd down for Jacksonville. Now, when we met with Doug Peterson last night, he told us that this is the area of the field where they miss Evan Ingram the most.
Because he creates so many mismatches. Wherever he aligns, you get to see for Trevor Lawrence, what is the defense going to do? Are they going to double team him? If you split him out wide, are they going to put a smaller defender on him? That allows everything else for the offense to flow a little bit easier.
3rd down and 4. Lawrence throwing for Kirk. He's got him towards the pylon, and it's a touchdown. A big play on 3rd down for Jacksonville. First touchdown of the season for Christian Kirk, and the Jaguars regain the lead.
And Trevor doesn't miss this time to Christian Kirk. Puts that ball right on the money. He's able to turn upfield and just sneak his body and the ball inside the pylon. All scoring plays reviewed.
They've exploited that matchup all afternoon. Christian Kirk against Jalen Petrie, and they felt like they had an advantage there. And that was, to your point, such a great pass by Trevor, putting it out in front that allowed him to be able to turn up the field and be able to reach that ball and get it inside the pylon.
Jason mentioned this earlier in our broadcast, but Trevor Lawrence told us last night that he feels the passing game runs through Christian Kirk. Maybe one day it'll be Brian Thomas, but right now the chemistry between Lawrence and Kirk is undeniable, and they score a touchdown here, confirmed in replay.
It shows by the targets. That was Christian Kirk's 9th target of the day, 6 reception.
6:16 to go, third quarter, and the Jaguars are ahead by 3 after the touchdown pass from Lawrence to Kirk. Second touchdown of the day for Trevor Lawrence. And now Little will kick it away with Sims and Woods back deep. Sims will take a knee. It's a touchback. Taylor, the running back. A play action. Stroud right over the middle, and it's caught by Collins. A gain of 11 and a first down. Brown on the coverage and the tackle.
When in need, find Nico. See it over and over and over again with this team. C.J. Stroud has such a comfort level and a chemistry with Nico Collins. Ball's out on time, hits his back foot, drives it right where it needs to be. Hands catch.
Eight catches, 98 yards for Collins. Taylor, and the Jaguars able to get to him before he hits the line of scrimmage. All right, Matt, thank you. And we have an injured Jaguar after this play. It's Josh Hines-Allen, who's on one knee. Captain of this Jacksonville team, one of the leaders. And Kenyon Green also coming out for the Texans. Hines-Allen will slowly walk off. Now a good sign as he jogs off.
He's coming through. He's right in the middle. And you see he catches the brunt of that hit. And he goes and he winces. Hard to tell exactly what it was as that run was coming through the middle.
His arm was extended right when he got hit, so maybe he jarred his shoulder. That was a violent shot he just took.
Second down and 10. Stroud hanging in there. Taylor's the release instead over the middle, incomplete, but a flag is down. Back at the line of scrimmage, ineligible man downfield, another penalty against the Texans.
Yeah, this is an awareness thing by this offensive front.
After assistance from the replay officials, there's no foul for an eligible player downfield. Third down.
Replay assist jumping in to help out the Texans. But it's third down and 10.
CJ probably should have just dropped that one off to his running back, J.J. Taylor. Get some positive yards, stay out of a third and long situation.
This is what they found themselves in a week ago against Minnesota. All of these third and longs, which allows the defense to dial up a little bit of pressure. Jacksonville right here looking like they're showing man-to-man.
Hines-Allen back on the field. Here is a quick screen, and going to be short of a first down as Nico Collins goes over 100 yards receiving on the day with that catch. 8th time in his career he's hit that mark. But on fourth down, D'Amico Ryans is going to send the punt team on the field as Titus Howard is a little slow to walk off. 4th down and 3 with 4:46 to go in the third, and Ryans lining up to punt.
This Jaguars defense has stepped up in the second half, getting stop after stop and giving the ball back to Trevor Lawrence, who we've seen him put a nice drive together last time.
Duvernay back deep. Fair catch at the 12. And a good one here in Houston. Jaguars with the ball and a 3-point lead.
I feel like this could be a turning point, not just for this game for the Jags, but for their season. Take advantage.
Lawrence on the run. He's going to keep it himself, and angles out of bounds. Forced out by Petrie as well. And a good job by Trevor, as he told us last night, wants to move the pocket a little bit. They did that time, and he kept it. A 6-yard run.
Yeah, Trevor's on the run here. He realizes that he can still potentially take a shot, let the ball go, but go get some positive yardage on your own. It's him taking ownership of this offense. And after just having a drive that goes down and scores a touchdown, you know he's got to be feeling good about himself.
Etienne on second down, room up the middle. First down and more for Travis Etienne. Finally shoved down by Will Anderson, but a gain of 13.
Tiki, he's so fast when he gets that ball in his hand and gets to that second level so quick.
Yeah, he's not looking to try to make anybody miss. As soon as he sees grass in front of him, maybe he's going to deke you a minute, but he's just to get you to get your feet to stop, and then he's going to accelerate and go forward again. He's so dangerous. And it feels like because they're so consistently sticking with the run, he's just bound to pop one of these.
Last year, 43 broken tackles, most in the NFL. Etienne had 0 broken tackles entering today. He's done a much better job of that when he's had the ball in his hands this afternoon.
It also affects the second levels when you start getting run on. Travis Etienne, 8 carries for 44 yards on the day. You can't ignore it. You end up, as soon as you see any action with the ball handing or potentially handed to the running back, you take a couple of steps forward. And obviously, cliche-wise, that's exactly what you want play action for.
Second and 10, quick pass, Thomas. Thomas following his blocks and then caught from behind at the 38-yard line. That's a smart play on second and long. Now it's third and short after a gain of 7.
Doesn't look like he's going as fast as he does until he runs by somebody, and then you can see the Jets.
Jacksonville is 2 for 8 on third down today. Up the middle, there's plenty of room for Bigsby. Tank off to the races at the 20, at the 10, and they won't get him. Touchdown. Oh, they're saying he's out. Out of bounds at the 4. Bullock was the last line of defense. It looked like Bigsby was able to stay in, but it's first and goal after a pickup of 58.
On third and short, you run a draw. That's the last thing that the Texans were expecting. There's nobody in the middle of the field, and Tank Bigsby just got to outrun Kalen Bullock. He just misses getting that foot down. He twisted his ankle, which threw him off balance.
First and goal. They run it again up the middle. And close to the 1-yard line is Bigsby. They were trying to reward him after the 58-yard run, a career long for the second-year man out of Auburn.
I mean, he's gassed. I'm happy they left him in the game. Usually when you have a 2 or 3 running backs, you have a big run, they pull you out.
He's earned that touchdown attempt, huh?
Give it to him again.
7th play of the drive, second and goal. They do hand it to Bigsby and going nowhere.
Can't run the same play again.
Lassiter, one of the first to get there. And now Bigsby will come off for Travis Etienne. Texans enter today with the 4th worst red zone defense in the NFL. Trying to limit the Jaguars to a field goal attempt here late in the third quarter. Play clock at 3. Lawrence in the shotgun. Lawrence surveying the scene, now to the end zone, and it is incomplete. Broken up by Stingley. The pass intended for Gabe Davis, and that's the final play of the third quarter. Start of the fourth quarter here at NRG Stadium, and Doug Peterson is keeping his offense on the field for 4th and goal to open up the 4th.
I mean, I love it if it works, but defensively, you've held this Texans offense to 24 yards and a couple of 3-and-outs or series and outs early. in this second half. Put the points on the board.
I think this has something to be 0-3. You know what? Just go for it at this point.
Being aggressive here on 4th and goal.
QB draw.
Lawrence, it is a quarterback draw, and he doesn't get there! Fatu Kasi, his former teammate, one of the first to hit Lawrence. And it's a goal line stand for the Texans.
I look at that play, Tiki, and as you yelled it out before the play, if you're up here and you're saying quarterback draw, what do you think the Texans defense was saying on this play? Alshire standing right there in the middle, but this is just an excellent job by Fatu Kasi using his hands, getting vision back there, throwing the guy off of him, and making the play right there.
Brandon Scherf's got to make a better block there. He leaves his quarterback out to dry there. The challenge with that particular play,
the only option
out of the timeout, is that you're not catching the defense unawares. They're not hurrying up to, oh man, we got man coverage, or we got 5 wide. Let me focus on the guy in front of me. It becomes, all right, what are they trying to trick us with 5 wide? So I didn't love the call.
The Texans take over at their own 1-yard line. Stroud looking to throw on the move, and that one is caught for a first down by guess who? Nico Collins, his 10th catch of the day.
When in need, find Nico. And again, just like that, the Houston Texans stop on 4th down, get out of the shadow of their end zone, up to the 18-yard line, and now they feel like they can start cooking again.
10 catches is a new career high for Collins. Stroud back to the air, has Diggs here, and Diggs lunges forward. And with that spot, I think he's going to have just enough for another Houston first down.
Something that Stephon Diggs is so good at. When he's inside, he's able to sense what the open spot is in zone and catch the ball and get directly upfield after he catches it.
Well, Jason, this is the game story from the first series that we saw. This Jaguars defense previously played a lot of man, but injuries in the secondary on the second level. I mean, they're just lining up. You can see it from initial shot. They're playing the zone coverage, and CJ knows that as well.
Akers, nice job reversing field. Oh, Akers putting on the moves. You wouldn't know by that run that he had 2 big Achilles injuries in his career. A pickup of 16.
Joe Mixon loving it on the sideline, but look at the cuts to go. Starts out right and gets it all the way back across the field, and those open field tackles on these running backs in the NFL are so tough to make. They get you leaning one way, and look at that excitement. Joe Mixon was right there yelling in his face, excited for his guy.
They start at the 1-yard line. They've run 3 plays, already picked up 3 first downs, out to the 41. Akers again. And this time he's cut down. Ventrell Miller makes the play, but a flag comes in.
It's in the area, obviously a holding.
Holding. Offense, number 69. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Second penalty today against Shaq Mason.
Yeah, Shaq Mason right there in the middle. Just grabs up around the neck. Didn't need to do it. Get lazy with your hands sometimes. When you're engaged and you're tight in that tackle box, that's okay, actually. You don't mind that. But as soon as that defender, that defensive tackle starts to pull away from you, you got to let go. But again, another penalty hurting the Houston Texans.
7th penalty today. Stroud setting up the screen, dropped, and Taylor had a lot of daylight ahead.
We did a few of their games last year.
How about Matt Ryan doing the updates today?
Matt's just killing it.
Whatever
you need him to do. Calling games last year in the studio, giving game updates.
Wouldn't have mind seeing him wear a tie today for the pregame, but other than that, he's doing a great job. Flag is down. Stroud to Diggs and out of bounds, but he's got it before he went out. Let's see what the penalty is.
It's a pre-snap penalty, which means it's likely on the Houston Texans. Surprise. The indication is illegal shift.
It's going to take away one heck of a grab by Stephon Diggs on the sideline.
Illegal shift. Offense, number 87. Did not get set prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Penalties continue to just crush this Texans team. It negates a 15-yard pass play. Something we talked about right off the top of our broadcast. We asked D'Amico Ryans about it. He knew they had to correct it.
Yeah.
Told us, quote, "It's not rocket science. We just have to clean it up." Well, they haven't.
Well, it's situational football. It is knowing that you can't shuffle your feet when there's a guy in motion. And if you do, both of you have to reset and get stopped.
Here is the first catch of the year for John Mechie, active for the first time today this season. Eric Armstead on the tackle as we check in with AJ.
Well, Andrew, an anchor on this Jags defense, DN Josh Hines-Allen, he's back in the locker room right now. I'm being told he's being evaluated for a concussion and his return is questionable, guys.
Yeah, we saw that hit. We thought when his arm was extended, maybe he jarred his shoulder, but that contact was right at the base of his helmet, right at the base of his face mask. And anytime you get a headshot like that, whether it's the eye in the sky or evaluation from the trainers on the sideline, you have to go get evaluated.
3rd down and 18 for the Texans. Stroud has plenty of time. Now gets rid of it to a wide open Agumbawale. Can he get to the line? He can! 1st down and more! Agumbawale into Jacksonville territory. Jarian Jones finally brings him down, but Agumbawale rumbles for 34.
This is demoralizing for a team, but you almost, for a defense I should say, but you almost give it to you. Look how much distance is between this line of scrimmage and the second level. And then they back up on the snap, go past the 1st down to yard gainage, and now you have a running back in open space against 2nd and 3rd level defenders. As we were just mentioning, that's very hard on these guys.
Here goes Sims, and he is tripped up. Tell you what, Pentrell Miller has had a day out there for this Jaguars defense.
And Josh Hines-Allen said he's a headhunter. See ball, get ball is the way he described him as a linebacker. He is flying around all over the field. And Tiki, you mentioned it. This is an opportunity for him. Foye Oluokun going on IR. Devin Lloyd not in the lineup. Step up when your moment is here, and he has done that so far today.
Yeah, he did. That tackle was, it's hard for running backs when that inside leg gets attacked, because that's your balance leg when you're trying to turn the corner. And so when he takes it out, you're floating.
8 tackles today for Miller. Stroud has plenty of time directing traffic. Now he's going to run it. Stroud with a flag down. Bounds right around the chains, but there is a flag back at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, this is going to be holding.
Holding. Offense, number 78. 10-yard penalty, second down.
And it goes against Laramie Tunsil. That's his 10th penalty of the year.
Yeah, you can see his hands right there.
I think every Texans offensive lineman has now registered a penalty throughout the course of this game.
Right.
They've all taken turns, and that's the hard part, because you watch it and you see all the penalties, and you're like, well, do something about it. But when you have every guy on any given play all taking part in it, there's not much you can do.
You know what hurts Laramie Tunsil? He's wearing red gloves on white jerseys. Red gloves on white jerseys. Look at me. That's like a Ferrari.
And Stroud just throws it away.
They're going to see it. The cops are going to see it. A red Ferrari speeding. Cops are going to see red gloves holding a white jersey.
You look at the penalty total this year for Tunsil. That was his first hold. 2 illegal formations and 7 false starts. .9:18 to go here in the 4th. 3rd down and 20 for the Texans. And they got to be thinking about maybe trying to pick up 10 yards. Just get in field goal range for Fairbairn, who's got a big leg. Stroud, pressure coming. He's sacked. Roy Robertson Harris, the first to get back there. And then you can forget about the field goal after that play.
This is exactly what Doug Peterson told AJ after the break. You got to make some stops, get these guys into punting situations. The Jaguars do a stunt, an ET stunt on the backside, on the front side, I should say, right at Laramie Tunsil.
Yep, Abdullah came around, and he was able to puncture that pocket and really get to him.
They heard boos after that last sack. I think some of it's directed at the Texans' offensive line. It has to be. The penalties, allowing the sack. That was a big opportunity for them after the Jaguars went for it on 4th and goal, but they have to punt it away with 8:31 to go in the 4th quarter. Few crew members reported an upset stomach today, so great job by Kevin getting everyone together.
That's because there was no green on that table.
Jaguars start this drive at the 9-yard line with Travis Etienne, and he picks up 3 yards. Back. Before we go back to New York, let's see what the penalty marker is.
Put an ice on that one real quick.
No pun intended? Or was it intended?
Absolutely intended. Absolutely intended for our colleague Matty Ice.
Holding. Defense, number 91. 5-yard penalty, add on to the end of the play. Automatic first down.
10th penalty against Houston.
Rushed for 1,000 yards in 1 year in his career. He is a quarterback, but he's got a little wiggle in him. I ain't mad at him.
Back to Etienne. And he slips through for a 1-yard pickup. Such a pivotal game here for Jacksonville. 0-3 start. They talked all week about playing loose. Going back to, as we have a little pushing and shoving after, and even Trevor Lawrence involved. Cam Robinson always first to get his teammates back, and now he should be good. But all week, the Jaguars talked about getting back to that little inner kid in them, playing loose. We've seen that today.
We have, and they talked about having fun. And that was the one thing Trevor Lawrence said, hey, we're running out of time to put this thing together and get on track. And we've seen a different team this afternoon.
Can they step up here in the 4th quarter? It's 2nd down and 8. Lawrence fires, and he's got a first down. Brian Thomas again coming up clutch. A gain of 10.
Another one of those quick dropbacks that Trevor gets the ball in his hands and he knows exactly where he wants to go with it. He told us yesterday, hey, on every single play, we have situations where we have somebody on each side of the ball to get the ball out quick to, so I don't have to hold on to it. I think that has helped him with his eye progression, what he talked about to us, of knowing exactly where to go with the ball right away.
Yeah, he talked about being disciplined with the scheme, with the plan.
Ernest Johnson on the carry, and he is hitting the backfield and now finished off by Tim Settle. Toa hit him first, and Settle settles the score.
Look at you, Mr. Wordplay over there. But Ernest Johnson just gets, when you miss at the line of scrimmage or the duo gets compromised because Toa shoots the gap.
Yep.
Running back is dead to rights. There's nowhere for him to go.
And when you say duo, that's a double team.
That's a double team, and then one of them goes up to the linebacker, but Toa shooting the gap. So there's no chance for the lineman. He probably doesn't even see it. And as a running back, you can't worry about making that guy miss because you have to secure the football.
Play clock down to 3. They just get it off. Lawrence pump fakes again. Now spins out of the pocket. Lawrence now looking deep. Christian Kirk is down there, and he could not hold on. Wow, Kalen Bullock was back in coverage, but looked like Kirk had an opportunity. Instead, it's 3rd and long.
Yeah, it's 3rd and long, and Trevor did all he could to survive this traffic in the pocket. And you see Christian Kirk there as he runs an over route, and then ultimately takes it up, but you see the spin again. He's doing his topsy-turvy spin. Luckily, it doesn't confuse him. He gets a good throw out. Christian Kirk just can't quite corral it.
Texans fans making noise. Play clock down to 1. And Doug Peterson comes in and saves the day with a timeout. Jason, you called the Jaguars game in week 2. This has been an issue this year. Haven't seen it as much today.
We haven't. That's the one thing Trevor talked about, is being able to get out of the huddle fast enough to get up to the line of scrimmage and be able to make those checks. In week 2 against the Cleveland Browns, they had to take multiple timeouts to avoid those delay of games. Those are situations operationally. Now in his 3rd year with Doug Peterson, those type of things need to kind of be rolling. They can't waste timeouts on things like that.
But you give Doug Peterson credit, because this is it's a 3rd down. You don't want 3rd and 15 here, for being aware enough. Press is calling the plays, trying to communicate them to Trevor.
This is about as loud as we've heard it today. 3rd and 11.
Everybody at the line for the Houston Texans.
That has been their MO.
Lawrence throws to Thomas, incomplete. Petrie had the coverage, and Stingley was in the neighborhood as well.
Brian Thomas took a shot at the end of this. Trevor tries to squeeze this one in. Whoa. His arm got trapped between converging defenders.
So with 5:40 to go, Logan Cook will punt it away, with Steven Sims awaiting the kick at his own 24-yard line. Sims drifts to his left, and this one goes out of bounds right around the 22-yard line. Now a flag is down. Looks like Sims and Thomas may have exchanged a few words. And the flag came out. And Trey Blake has had his hands full today. 14 accepted penalties in this game, and 10 of the 14 have gone against the Texans.
Sims, I think, might have given Thomas a little bit of shot on the sideline towards the end of this play.
Yeah, you'll see. Looks like Brian Thomas is okay. He's not getting tended to. No. I'm talking Brian Thomas, the wide receiver. But Thomas, the
gunner on that play.
The gunner on that play. Looks like he took a shot.
A little bit of trash
After
talk.
the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 82 on the return team. That penalty is half the distance to the goal, 1st down. Timeout.
Rough game for Steven Sims. The muff punt. Steven Sims commits the 11th penalty of the day against the Texans.
And that's a cheapie. I mean, that's not malicious.
Can't do it right in front of the ref. That was the one issue he had.
So Houston will start this drive at the 13-yard line, trailing by 3. And a handoff on 1st down to Akers up the middle across the 20. And a nice start to this drive for Akers and the Texans. Inside 5 minutes to play. Stroud throwing on 2nd down, as all day. Now he's going to keep it himself, and he picks up the 1st down. Chased out by Armstead. Big comeback there by Green Bay and Jordan Love's return. Meanwhile, here in Houston, 4:50 to go. Stroud picking up 5 yards on the ground to give Houston a 1st down and 10. And the quick pass caught by Schultz. Wrapped up by Chad Muma after a gain of 5.
Bottled him up and have not allowed those explosive plays deep down the field.
Josh Hightower has not returned. We told you he's being evaluated for a concussion. Ventrell Miller with the tackle, and then a quick flag comes out. And another hold against the Texans.
Holding. Offense, number 78. 10-yard penalty, 2nd.
Laramie Tunsil again. He now has 11 penalties this year.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier the boos raining down here at NRG Stadium. It could be the call, but it's probably the hold, and particularly on who it's on. It's just a lot of penalties for one of the highest paid tackles in the NFL. Actually, one of the elite tackles in the NFL. His win rate is up above 92%. His pressure percentage is the lowest in the league. But it's these self-inflicted wounds that are hurting this Texans team.
Stroud trying to squeeze one in a tight window to Woods. Broken up and no flag. Antonio Johnson came over with a big hit. And the fans wanted a penalty, but it'll be third down and long.
He hit him in his chest.
It's a good play by Johnson. Watch him. Shoulder pad on there. His shoulder pad hits him right in his shoulder pads. There's no helmet to helmet as you look at this play. And remember, we're looking at it in slow motion. He's in the exact spot he needs to be to make a play like that.
That's how you're taught, right, Jason?
That's exactly how you're taught. Those shoulder pads, there's a strike zone. You want to hit that guy below the head and neck area. He absolutely did that on that play.
3rd and 15. Stroud in the pocket, looking deep, incomplete, too high for Nico Collins. Brown had the coverage for Jacksonville, and on 4th down, the Texans will punt with 4 minutes left.
And just like we've seen the entirety of this second half, the Jacksonville Jaguars just getting stop after stop. Doug Peterson called for it, and you're seeing it. Just a tick too high for Nico Collins. That's the second one of those we saw right before halftime. He threw one a tick too high for Nico in the end zone. We know where these balls are going on critical moments for the Texans.
Townsend punting to Duvernay at the 30. Fields it, and he is spun down by D'Angelo Ross. The third-year man out of New Mexico with a nice special teams tackle, a 49-yard punt, and no return. Stay tuned for the NFL Today update delivered by Little Caesars. Time permitting, all the latest scores and highlights coming up. All right, 3:51 on the clock. Trevor Lawrence back out on the field, trying to cement the first win of the year for this Jacksonville Jaguar team.
It's been a long time since Trevor Lawrence walked away with a victory as the starting quarterback. The last time was a game that we called sans Jason, add Matty Ice down here after Thanksgiving.
It's a handoff to Etienne, and he gets to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, at this point,
Settle makes the tackle.
Sorry, Andrew. At this point, it becomes like 4 minutes. I mean, it is 4 minutes technically because we're under 4 minutes, but you just want to be smart. Keep the clock running. You're going to see a lot of run game. You're going to see a lot of quick pass game if it is going to get to that point. There's Press Taylor, the offensive coordinator for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
On 2nd and 9. Back to Etienne. No, it's a play fake. And Lawrence throwing. Broken up. It's a heck of a play by Jalen Petrie because Gabe Davis was open on the sideline. And it stops the clock, Jason.
Yeah, exactly. It stops the clock. And one heck of a play by Petrie because he bit up on the run fake and then turned and ran, was able to get that hand on that pass. That's an excellent job of playing technique, reading for the run, and then jetting back out. But to your point now, Andrew, it stops the clock, and now on 3rd down, you have to throw the ball again. If they can force an incompletion, that's big time for them because they've already lost a timeout to a challenge this half.
Big play here, 3rd down and 9. Lawrence over the middle, incomplete. Looking for Kirk, and Eric Murray was right on him.
I gotta tell you, I hate this sequence, these last 2 plays for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Low efficiency, high risk. You put yourself in long, 2nd, 3rd long situations with the clock stopped, which is just advantaging the home team. You're on the road with a loud environment, and D'Amico, who implored his team about 10 minutes ago defensively to get it together, they finally have gotten it together.
Only 46 seconds came off the clock on that drive. Cook punting. Woods is back there, so Sims is benched again. Woods to the 31-yard line. 2nd time today, Steven Sims has been benched. 2:54 to go and 2 timeouts to work with, along with the 2-minute warning for C.J. Stroud, who's been limited here in the second half.
Plenty of time for C.J. Stroud and this Texans offense. It's just about being efficient.
And that's the one thing they haven't been able to do this half because of this Jaguars defense. They've done a really good job of trying to push that pocket on the inside and making Stroud uncomfortable. But what they've excelled at is when he's gotten outside the pocket, they have been able to cover guys up and not allow the ball down the field.
Yeah, those have been scramble type plays where he's gotten outside of the pocket. I'd be interested to see if they move the pocket intentionally.
On first down, Stroud, pocket collapsing, he spins away. Stroud now will keep it and run out of bounds, but not before picking up a first down.
There's a flag in the middle of the field.
Flag comes out, middle of the field. Could it be another Texans penalty?
Generally, these are illegal contact, holding.
Illegal contact. Defense, number 26. That penalty is declined. Is over play. The first.
And there you go.
On Antonio Johnson.
But once again there, Stroud's able to get outside the pocket. They're not containing him. And they said he usually likes to go out to his right. That time he escapes out to the left. But still, they're not allowing the ball deep down the field. But Stroud doing it with his legs, picking up the first down.
Ogunbowale, the running back. Play fake. Stroud steps up, now fires. He's got Collins. Nico Collins having a day, and another Texans first down.
I said it twice, I'll say it again. When in need, find Nico. 11th reception, 145 yards on the day, 26 yarders on that one, which is his longest reception of the day.
Ball at the 27-yard line, and the Texans can take it to the 2-minute warning if they so choose.
Yeah, they're in a position now to slow play the rest of this drive.
They take the snap. Stroud over to Ogunbowale along the sideline. Ogunbowale, the former Jaguar, is taken down at the 22 after a gain of 6.
And after being on the back foot the entirety of the second half, the Houston Texans finally.
Over the middle, it's caught. Collins, first down again for Nico Collins. His 12th catch today.
They finally have taken back command offensively in this game.
You're going to see the Texans moving slow right now. They have plenty of time. The goal is to score a touchdown to be able to end this game with the ball and not allow Trevor Lawrence and this Jags offense to have a chance to make a comeback.
1:20 to go. Stroud using up the entire play clock. Now takes the snap, hands off Ogunbowale. Up the middle and down to the 10-yard line. Now we'll see if Doug Peterson calls a timeout, and he does, to stop the clock with 1:08 to go. So the Jaguars now have 1 timeout remaining. You look at C.J. Stroud today. He's thrown for 338 yards, 7th time in his career he's thrown for over 300. And today he becomes just the 3rd quarterback in NFL history to throw for 3,000 yards in his first 10 home starts. The only other 2 to do it before C.J. Stroud, Kurt Warner and Patrick Mahomes.
Wow.
That is an impressive stat.
It's elite company to be in right there.
Yes, it is.
2nd down and 4 coming. You can see Houston has limited Jacksonville to just 15 yards here in the 4th quarter. Ogunbowale again. And he gets down to the 8-yard line. Mason Smith, the rookie out of LSU, makes the tackle, and Doug Peterson will call his final timeout. Well, entering today, the Jacksonville defense did not have a takeaway all season. They were the only team in the NFL without a turnover forced in the league so far this year. They do get credit for a takeaway on the muff punt in the first quarter, but this defense, which has played well today, still has not taken the ball away. Now would be a great time, Jason.
And that's been their struggle of trying to create those. They've had the ball out a few times, but haven't been able to recover it. And for this Jacksonville Jaguars defense, they know last week against Buffalo wasn't pretty, but the prior 2 games before that, they were letting up 19 points a game. So this is a unit that feels very confident in themselves.
Third down. We know who the target is likely to be.
Feels like there's 2 of them out there today. Third down and 3. Stroud, he's got an open man, that's Schultz. And Schultz has the first down. First and goal for Houston. D'Amico Ryans will not use a timeout, 50 seconds and counting.
They've got plenty of time here. Last resort, you call a timeout and kick the game-tying field goal. He's taking his first one.
1-and-1 with 30 seconds left, and he gets one. Now just 1 timeout left for the Texans.
Incredible effort right here by Dalton Schultz, because he catches this ball and he's on the knees, able to get up, break the tackle of Miller, and then run through Jones to pick up this first down.
Ooh, he
it's
almost
unbelievable. You saw that right there, the punch coming in.
Right.
Almost loses that ball, but just the effort to get up and pick up this first down. Just a good job by him.
Yeah, he's lucky he didn't lose that ball. He had it X'd up correctly, high and tight, off ball hand, on the ball, on your wrist. Then he let it go and almost came down.
And if you're just joining us, Josh Hines-Allen, one of the best players on this Jacksonville defense, not out there right now, being evaluated for a concussion. So they'll have to do it without Hines-Allen.
Down here in the tight red area, it's first down. You have a couple of plays. Expect some type of crossers, some sort of pick.
First and goal for Houston. Stroud, play fake, has time. Stroud now dances, takes off, and he's trying to get there. He does not. The Jaguars push him back, and D'Amico Ryans calls a timeout. That's his final timeout.
I love the effort by C.J. Stroud, but you got to throw that one away.
If you're just joining us, 22 seconds left here in Houston. Neither team has a timeout remaining. The Texans have the ball. They're driving. They trail by 3 with Tiki Barber, Jason McCourty, A.J. Ross, and Gene Steratore. I'm Andrew Catalan. This is a Jacksonville team that's looking for its first win of the year, an 0-3 start against a Houston Texans team that has seen C.J. Stroud throw for 344 yards today. And now, without a timeout, the Texans have it at the 1-yard line. It's second and goal.
It is second down, so there's, in theory, a play and a half here, a play that you still have, but there's no timeouts left because of that last run.
A play fake. Stroud on the move. Agunbowale! Touchdown! The former Jaguar, Dare Agunbowale, and the Texans take the lead.
Ogunbowale in for Joe Mixon. Cam Akers not in the game. And this is just an excellent job of going with the play action. Jacksonville all in there anticipating the run. Gets to the outside, and C.J. Stroud to his right. Pinpoint accuracy.
Extra point by Fairbairn is good. With 18 seconds left, and the Jaguars have no timeouts remaining. Ogunbowale spent the 2020 and 2021 seasons with the Jaguars, scoring twice.
Yeah, all that bunch forced the Jacksonville Jaguars defense to be in there tight. You usually do this opposite, meaning the fullback releases, you play fake to the running back, but in this case, they faked a dive to the fullback, and Ogunbowale easily slips into the flat. No defender there. We talked about all day, C.J. Stroud is so good, accuracy-wise, throwing on his right. Puts it right in the hands of Agumbawale. Catches it cleanly.
What do you want to do here if you're the Texans? Touchback, but then no time comes off the clock? Or do you give them a chance to return it and eat up some clock?
I kick a touchback and trust in my defense. Kick that ball through the end zone and allow your guys to come out there and defend.
Fairbairn does not kick a touchback. They want to take some time off. This is Duvernay on the return. Across the 20, and then knocked down by Neville Hewitt, but a penalty marker is on the field.
Yeah, we're going to get a legal block in the back here.
Big hit by Neville Hewitt.
So this is exactly what you wanted to happen.
Exactly.
You took 6 seconds off the clock.
And a penalty.
And you get a penalty.
During the return, the legal block in the back, return team number 56. That penalty is half a distance to the goal, first down.
Penalty is on Yasir Abdullah. Contact with Chris Boyd, and then Neville Hewitt delivers the big blow.
Look at him. Guns on Neville Hewitt.
So the Jaguars have to go 91 yards in 12 seconds. Lawrence buying time, now fires along the sideline, incomplete. Through the hands of Jalen Petrie with 6 seconds to go, and barring a miracle, this will be an absolutely gut-wrenching loss for a Jacksonville team that's already had a few of them this year.
Absolutely, and especially because they had control in the second half. They played really well defensively, forcing punts by the Houston Texans for the majority of the half until the last drive. They allowed C.J. Stroud to march all the way down the field. And it's really hard to have a 91-yard play.
Lawrence to Kirk. Laterals to Davis. Back to Lawrence. Lawrence throws it across. Etienne on a hop. Fields it. In trouble. And he's sacked in the end zone, and that'll do it. Thrown down at the 1-yard line. Wow. What an absolute heartbreaker for Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars.
Yeah, the only thing you could do in those situations is go the scrambles.
Texans win 24-20.